I remember like stepping foot on the line and like my heart was like in my stomach and I was like, the ticket machine's going and the music's loud and there's guests everywhere, heart racing, cold sweating, being like, how can you even focus right now? Like, how can you even keep track of what you're doing? She's like, so what do you think? And I was like, I don't know why I want to do this, but it seems cool to be able to like kind of figure out this puzzle. Hi, my name's Nadine Ghantous. I work over at Rolo's in Ridgewood, Queens, and I'm a sous chef there. It was kind of a wild ride. It was like peak COVID. My roommate, we had lived together since we had both moved to the city, and we walked by Lilia and she was like, have you heard of this place? And I was so naive, I think, to New York City restaurant culture at the time, and she kind of was like, you should try to work here. And I'd worked in restaurants before, so I was familiar with working mostly front of house stuff, and saw they were hiring hosts, and I was like, oh, perfect, I've done that before. I remember one of the cooks I was working with at the time, she's like, hey, you know, we're like not super busy right now. Do you want to come up and kind of just like watch me work? You can ask me questions, you can see how the ticket board works.
It's easy to get caught up in the millions of little details that you need to stay aware of. It's making, you know, hundreds of little micro decisions in a split second all night long. It's hard to keep your composure.
It's like a dance. It's a beautiful dance trying to get a line set up before service. We're like getting crushed actively, but like we're dancing around each other, like the fire's ripping, our expo's got a good vibe going. It comes together so harmoniously. It's beautiful. It's like watching like a movie, but you're a part of it. I think the lineup is an opportunity to help cooks showcase their own style in the kitchen and outside of it, and give them a platform and a voice to be able to say, this is who I am and this is who I would like you to know me as. I have been talking about doing something like this with my friends for probably like 2 years now. I've just basically been like, I don't know how to do this in a way that's financially responsible. Elena wants to give me a platform to be able to throw a dinner party, cook my own food, and do it in a way that's like mine.
In a business where they're called back of the house, right, where they're not really seen very often, it's just cool to showcase young people with talents.
I get to put all of these ideas that I think that I've had over the last couple of years about what a dining experience as thrown by me looks like.
We worked and collaborated and encouraged her to make and create, push and challenge constantly. That brings me a lot more joy than coming up with the cool way to serve a lasagna. Not investing in staff and growth is short-sighted. None of this is done without the team.
I feel so lucky to have had such like amazing friends and like mentors throughout this entire process that really like took me under their wing and made sure I was okay like every step of the way and really set up for success. Being a woman in this industry is incredibly hard for a lot of reasons, but it is incredibly rewarding. Nothing I've ever done has made me feel as empowered being a woman in any space as being a cook in a kitchen. I've been so inspired by so many different women cooks and chefs that I've worked for and with. And I think it's absolutely essential to have women in the kitchen and women in positions of power to be able to say like, hey, this is who we are, this is who we will continue to be, not for you, but for us. I have this kind of fixation on the entire sensory experience around food. You know, the way a dish looks, the way it, like the mouthfeel of it, but also like what's going on around you as you're eating it. It's the music, it's the lighting, it's the table setting. And I think all of those little but very big and important parts of it come together to make a beautiful dining experience. And that's what people like seek out, especially in New York. You want the vibe. I like cooking for people and enjoy cooking for strangers, friends, family, because it's like the most profound in my mind act of love that I was given. And I feel like it's the way that I best know how to express myself. I think my biggest inspiration for my menu, for the lineup, has been, you know, my mom and my dad. And there's so much to pull inspiration from all of the different kind of Middle Eastern cuisines and see what jumps out at me that seems like a fun new thing to try, but also what feels very reminiscent and like very important and special to me. I hope that people take away, like the simplest answer is like a good meal. Like I hope they leave like feeling fed. And I think in more ways than one. It's family style. You sit down, you share these plates of food. Please like enjoy it together and share in the moment together.